Let's start the lesson on writing in the academic style, hedging. In the previous lesson, we introduced hedging and reasons for using hedging in academic writings. In today's lesson, we will cover the languages used in hedging. We will have a comprehension check in the end. Let's start with languages used in hedging. We will introduce 5 hedging languages in this lesson, and we will start with the first 2. Introductory phrases and modal auxiliary verbs, adverbs, and adjectives. Introductory phrases include to our knowledge, it is our view that, etc. Let's first look at the example. There is no simple graph to illustrate the ideas. Sound certain and leave no room for negotiation. We can make the statement sound less certain by including the introductory phrase, it is our view that. Languages used for cautious purpose or for hedging include modal auxiliary verbs and verbs. Let's take a look at the examples here. How can we modify the sentences here to make them sound more academic? We can include modal auxiliary verbs may in the first sentence and add verb claim to the second one. We can also use adverbs and adjectives for cautious language. In the first sentence, we can use the adverb perhaps to make the writer sound more polite. There is perhaps a good reason for him to do another PhD in the same field. In the second sentence, we can add an adjective, likely, to decrease the degree of certainty. We have more examples here for languages used in hedging. We will focus on the last 3 here: if-that clauses, approximators, and compound hedges. If true and if anything are examples of if clauses. For the first sentence, we can put if true in the beginning of the sentence to show uncertainty about the statement. In the second sentence, we use it is suggested that to be more indirect and less subjective. Another language used in hedging is approximators of degree, quantity, frequency, and time. For example, approximately, roughly, and about. They are used to tone down the degree of probability. Have a look at the language used and the example here. We might use more than one type of hedging languages. We can have 2 hedged words, may and suggest, in one statement. It may suggest that. Treble hedges. It seems reasonable to assume that. Or quadruple hedges. It may appear somewhat speculative that. They are used to avoid fulfilling or answering a question completely. Okay, let's practice what we've learned. Which sentence uses hedged words? Yes, option A uses the introductory phrase, it is suggested that. Let's check how much we've learned. How can we modify this sentence with hedged words? Good. We can include the introductory phrase, it is our view that, in the beginning of the sentence. The treatment results in a longer time to recover, can be modified by adding modal auxiliary verb, may. The third sentence here, we can add adverb, perhaps, to make it sound less certain and to distinguish facts from claims. We can apply approximators, about, and compound hedges, look probable, to the sentence here to make the statements less absolute. Let's have a quick review of today's lesson. We talked about the languages used in hedging, and they include introductory phrases, modal auxiliary verbs, approximators, if and that clauses, and compound hedges. Thank you for joining us. This online course is funded by the Ministry of Education.